Kamaru Usman. Am I saying that right? Is that how you pronounce his name?
He comes to behind the head. That's it.
Anyway, what a specimen. He's got some intangibles, like his explosive ability and cardio. Like, what is that? How is that a thing where you're that explosive and that strong, but then your conditioning just lasts seemingly forever? Like, you guys see Francis Ngannou, what happens to that guy when he starts going into the later rounds. That's not Usman, man. Usman just keeps going. He's like the Energizer Bunny. I want some scientists to study this guy and see exactly what kind of muscle fibers he has, because it doesn't make sense that that much fast twitch muscle is able to slow burn like this. Like, how is he a sprinter and a marathon runner at the same time? This don't make sense to me. But I think I may have part of the answer. I think one of the reasons his conditioning seems like it's so good is because he doesn't use it very much. He presses forward, but he's not using techniques that cost a lot of energy, right? What does the guy throw? Jab, right hand, kicks once in a while, right? He's not out there throwing spinning 360 roundhouse. Like, he doesn't do anything fancy. His game is really, really simple. Simple, but not easy, okay? He uses his jab really well. Now, that's going to be a little tougher against Leon because Leon switches a lot and predominantly fights as a southpaw, whereas the jab doesn't really work all that well against a southpaw, or it's very difficult to make it work. You really know open stance if you're able to use a jab effectively and not just get split with that cross, okay, which is something I'm always worried about. He uses the jab and he uses forward pressure. And then in grappling exchanges, he's super lazy. Not like he doesn't work hard, he works hard, but he's still very, very efficient. He'll shoot a double leg, but if that double leg starts failing, he's just gonna come up. He doesn't even care if he has double underhooks. He'll just come up to like 50-50, one underhook, and he'll just like, boom, like smash your shoulder onto the fence, okay? You wanna be like this when you're on the fence and you got this underhook. He makes you go like this. He smashes that shoulder to the wall, and then he just bang, bang, bang. And this shot doesn't really look like it hurts that much, but I started using this strategy against some of my fighters, and it seems to hurt quite a bit. Bang, bang, just chopping. The first couple aren't the worst, but after a few rounds of you whack, whack, whack to the body, it starts to take its toll. And it doesn't cost a whole lot of energy to hold that position. And if the person ever starts to get squirmy and scrambly, he's always willing to go back to the grappling attack and hit like Kasotogari. This guy hits Kasotogari all the time, usually from the back. When the person starts turning, he'll go and hook the leg, take him for a ride. Another thing that he'll do, and I really love this about Kamaru, because this is something that I really, really think is underappreciated in MMA, is when the person is defending the grappling, when he's on the wall, he'll just let go. In the middle of it, when the guy's like, oh, grip fight, grapple, grapple, he just lets go and goes bang, 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 and then changes level and goes back into the double, which becomes wide open because the guy just got hit with several massive shots and is like this. Super efficient way to wrestle. So many people are so worried about hanging on to that grip that they have that they miss opportunities. And they might get the person down, but it takes so much longer and it costs so much energy to do so. Instead of just making them choose in between two bad things, right? Like, I'm gonna take you down. Oh, you don't like that? Okay, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Bang, bang. Oh, you're defending the punches. Okay, takedown. Boom, gone. He's really good at this. He's really, really good at this. And it doesn't cost him a lot of energy. When he's on top, he just hovers over people. You know how the Dagestanis will like go way down with the guy and they'll wrap the legs up and they'll be on the leg. Now, I'm not saying he won't wrap your leg up. He will, but he kind of stays over you while doing it. Like we saw him do it to Edwards the last fight, and he had like a front headlock, like an arm-in guillotine almost, while having a leg wrap. So Edwards is just like this. Just compressed lungs. Just like so much work. He's just carrying that weight. Usman just leans on you, lies on you, leans on you, lies on you. And then it goes back to striking and he's like chilling. Pop, pop, pop. One beef I do have with Mr. Usman is his lack of
leg use.
Okay, this dude doesn't use his legs. I don't understand why. There's so many things that your legs can do. He does use it for Kasodogari, as I said, in the clinch situation. Other than that, he really doesn't use it. Almost never will he kick. He doesn't knee in the clinch. This is something we talked about in the Islam video. If you have a great clinch game and good takedowns and good control in the clinch, people are gonna back their hips out, right? You'll never see a good Thai fighter in a Thai clinch do this, because they're just gonna get ruined, right? The knee's just gonna spear them, or the knee to the head will spear right up the middle, right? You really don't see Usman capitalizing on this near as much as he should. Usman, use your legs, bro. And we know you can use them because we've seen you do it in small situations, okay? But you broaden your horizons a little bit and start using them in more situations. You'll be so much more effective. In the use of your legs, we also need to talk about the use of your feet, Mr. Usman, because you're fighting a dude that is a good southpaw. He's not like some garbage striker. This guy is good. He knows many things about stances and positioning and timing and distance and variety. If you're fighting a southpaw, this is like Southpaw 101, okay? If you're fighting a guy that is left-handed, he's standing with his left arm in the back, his left leg in the back. The left arm and the left leg are the powerful strikes, right? The backhand, the back leg, that's what you gotta worry about. So why would you go that way? Why are you going to the right so much? You go to the right way more than you go to the left. You should not constantly, but predominantly be taking your foot from here and placing it there, outside the other person's foot. So your shot will line up and they're trying to punch across their own leg way over there. Okay, this is like 101. There's a billion YouTube videos on it. So many. Not all of them did it properly, so I'm gonna make one. But stay tuned for that later. You need to be able to make sure that you're not in line for their power weapons. Third beef, okay? Third beef I have with Mr. Usman. This is something I yell at my fighters about so often, okay? Because it's so important. You need to slip punches. If your head is in the center all the time, you're gonna get chewed up, okay? But when flipping punches, you don't just have punches that we gotta worry about, right? There's kicks, there's knees, there's takedowns, there's elbows, there's everything, right? So you gotta make sure you're placing your head in smart spots, right? And I'm not saying he's like slipping way over here, but here's what he does, right-handed Mr. Usman, is he slips like this. Now, if there's something coming down the line at you like this, and your head is right here, it makes sense for you to have this blocking that line of attack in whatever way. But if it's coming down the pipe this way and you're putting your head over here, why do you need to block the front line? Okay, the danger is coming from over here. The direction your head is going is what needs to be blocked. So the outside hand needs to be up. If your head goes this way with the slip, notice this hand isn't up. I'm not worried about it. Okay, if my head goes that way with a slip, okay, notice, look, this isn't up either. Okay, but my outside hand is always up. No matter what slip I do, no matter what step I take, the outside hand needs to be up. Otherwise, you're gonna be going this way and not seeing something coming from over there, and bang, okay? You get Leon Edwards, moneymaker. And this is a technique that we've seen many times, especially by Wonderboy Thompson. Cross, kick. Super, super common. Everybody knows it's gonna happen, but it's still very difficult to deal with unless your hand is in the right place, because you don't see the kick coming half the time. You pull the cross. It's a good reaction. It's because you could pull and counter with your own. Super simple. But when you pull, you don't pull like this, man. You're gonna get kicked in the head. Keep your hand up. You have to have the hand up. There's no way you're gonna be able to defend that head kick and the left hand without that hand up. It will not happen. You will get knocked out again. Please keep your hand up. Okay, so in order to win this fight, Usman has to continue to move forward. We saw most of the blueprint in the last fight. Continue to move forward. Mix well in between striking and grappling. He needs to make sure he's using his weight and his pressure in all grappling exchanges. Now, the only other thing that I would say that he needs to add in the grappling exchanges specifically is maybe throw some more elbows in there. He seems like when he's ground and pounding, he's predominantly focused on punching. But elbows do way more damage than punches. They're way more painful. Okay, there's been people that I've been in mount on specifically, okay, punching them for quite some time, and they're not going to sleep. The ref isn't stopping it. They're keeping moving enough in order to continue the fight. As soon as I change and start elbowing them, okay, completely different situation. They ball up, they don't want any part of it, the ref jumps in quite quickly, and if they don't, they're gonna get cut or something broken really fast. So I would say Usman needs to employ this within his ground and pound attack, specifically the elbow. Other than that, he was doing everything right, except for the footwork. Okay, make sure your feet are in the right position. Make sure your hands are in the right position. If you throw a couple more kicks, it'll probably help, but I don't think that's the biggest piece, the biggest lever to pull. Just fix the footwork, fix your hand position, and you should be able to beat him again. I guess they both won 1-1 now, right? So you should be able to stop what happened last time from happening this time. Okay, if you guys have any other ideas on what this guy could do to make sure he doesn't get knocked out by Leon Edwards, okay, drop a comment. Let me know. I want to hear from you. And if I don't believe in it, I'm going to tell you about it. All right. Thank you. Talk soon.